I mean, if we just pretend this is a hairstyle, I mean, going out with something new done to your head, that's how hairstyles become hairstyles, right? Right? Hi Jilly, another lovely viewers as well. Alright, having had a series of Friday 13th, it seemed only appropriate to go out of my comfort zone and read not one, but two scary books. And as Jilly will tell you, I am not into scary books. I get way too scared and, you know, like Joey Tribbiani style, I want to put the book in a freezer. But I've read two scary books and I'm going to be talking about them. Here they are, Horror Store and The Supernatural Enhancements. And this will probably get a little tiny bit spoilery, but not like specific plot point spoilery. If that makes sense. I will start with The Supernatural Enhancements because this one I really liked and I recommend, and this was like my favorite of the two. So in The Supernatural Enhancements, Pretty Little Liars. A inherits this house, Axton House, and him and his friend, whose name I pronounce Neum, and turns out she has a completely different name, but I read it that way the whole way through, and then at the very end they pulled like a Hermione meets Crumb, and I'll tell you how to pronounce this name thing, and I was like, I was way off. But anyways, they both move to America, to this house that's supposed to be haunted and is known to have like weird goings on. The guy that just owned it jumped out a window, and that's how they got the house, and so they're supposed to be distantly, A is distantly related to the guy, but the girl that comes with him is like a little bit younger, like they're in the same age range, but they're kind of, she's like teenager-y and he's like early 20s, and she is mute. And anyways, the neat part about this book, the first thing that really like sucked me in, because like I said, I'm not into scary books. First of all was the cover. The cover is beautiful. And then second of all, as I was reading it, I discovered that everything is through different ways of documenting things. It's not like straightforward storytelling. So there will be, like they set up cameras around the house and you might get a transcript of what happened on the video. Or they're writing letters back and forth to someone else that's still in Europe. And so it's a neat setup of how they tell the story, and I thought the author did an actually really good job of doing it this way. I know sometimes it can get like boring or confusing if someone's not really good at writing that kind of way of telling the story, but I thought that this specific author did a really good job. So I really ended up liking this book, and it didn't turn out to be scary, like there are some ghost parts and things like that, but it really turned it into kind of a mystery thing. It turns out there's this whole like underground kind of culty thing going on, and these people always met up at this certain date, the book's leading up to this day, what happens with these people, and like they start to find out little clues about stuff. So I really liked it. At the end, I'm not going to tell you the end, but I will say that like I couldn't tell if the author was setting up to maybe write more books or if it was just one of those endings. It's a little ambiguous, I don't know. But I do recommend reading this book, Supernatural Enhancements. The next one I read was Horror Store, which a lot of people were talking about, and it's like kind of cutesy. It looks like an IKEA catalog, so I thought this was not going to be actually scary. I expect the other one to be scary, but this one's going to just be like ha ha ha. Horror Store got actually freaking gory, scary, and like I was about halfway through and I was like, no, this book's just not very scary. I'm having a good time, and then all of a sudden it took this super dark turn, and I'm like, oh, there's evil things, and I wanted to stop reading it, but I almost felt like responsible to the characters to try to get some of them out of there. They're trapped in the store. Freaky things start happening. Turns out that like the store was built on this scary prison where this weird warden would do psychological experiments and blah blah blah, and there's like bad things, monster things. If you don't like scary books, do not read this one, because now I'm like, I'm in that I've just watched something scary, I've just read something scary, scared time now when I try to go to sleep, and that's why I don't read scary books. So I just like thought it was so funny that I went into the Supernatural Enhancements thinking this one's gonna be the scary one, and it turned out to be really cool and I loved it. And then Horror Store, which was like a little goofy gimmicky book, turns out to be terrifying. Don't read that one if you don't like scary things. If you do like scary things, go for it, man. Go for it. So let me know if you've read either one of these books, or if you made a special effort to read anything particularly spooky with the double Friday the 13th these past few months. And Jilly and other lovely viewers as well, I will talk to you later.